Okay, welcome back. So the global backdrop is a little challenging, and we've been discussing this tinge of red on the screen. Let's boil this down to stocks and everything that you need to watch out on the micros today. Our team is here with, of course, the list of movers and shakers. Sonia, let me start with you. Why would you look out for Escorts today? What's the news here?
So there is a board meeting that will take place today, and of course the board meeting is for fundraising, but the big question is whether Escorts JV partner Kubota will be raising stake in the company. Remember, Kubota has 9% stake in Escorts currently, and the question is not only will they raise stake, will there be an open offer as well, and will the Nanda family exit completely? Now remember, the Nanda family as of September 2021 owns 36.5% stake in Escorts, and there is a 25% stake that is held via the trust. So what happens to that 25% stake as well? Now the stock has rallied over 40% in the last 6 months on the buzz of Kubota raising stake. Kubota actually put out, they had a presentation for analysts in the month of August where they were very, very bullish on the Indian market. They spoke about strong India operations. They spoke about the high HP tractors doing well. So if indeed they raise stake, then it will be a positive. But some of it, I reckon, is already in the price with the way the stock has rallied.
Okay, got that. But today we're going to talk a great deal about this upcoming news that Vedanta is once again looking for a demerger. Nigel, fire away. This is Action Replay, isn't it?
Well, that's right. All options on the table, and you never say never with the Vedanta group. In this month itself, the metal index is flat, but Vedanta is up close to around 11%. So assumption is that maybe the street was sniffing that something could come about. So just keep that in mind. We just put that on the table as well. We're talking about month to date, so it's up close to around 11% odd. What is the news? Vedanta post-market hours, they said that they intend on unlocking value, and they are looking at maybe in fact listing the aluminium, the iron and steel, as well as the oil and gas businesses separately. For that purpose, they've constituted, a committee, and they could look at demerger, spin-off, as well as any kind of strategic partnerships. The key reason that they've continuously mentioned is that they're looking to unlock value. Now, the breakup should come up for you in terms of the EBITDA numbers in the past quarter. And though they've mentioned aluminium, oil and gas, as well as iron and steel, they've not mentioned anything about the zinc international business or the zinc India business. And they'd indicated to us here on CNBC TV 18 that there's a possible transaction between Hindustan Zinc and Zinc International. For now, that's speculation, but that could be one of the factors that we'll be looking at. For starters, the stock opens up in the green, and then in fact we wait for further guidelines coming in from the management. Back to you.
Okay, got that. Thanks very much, Nigel. So let's see how Vedanta reacts to all of these developments. And now to the positive cue for the market today, and that's the cool off in crude oil prices. Let's get the lowdown from Manisha. Manisha, good morning.
Morning, and thank you for that, Surbi. We have seen 3% of a decline overnight, so we are down 5% for this week now for the crude oil prices. It's trading at a 6-week lows, and while the strong US dollar constantly weighs on various commodities, for crude oil prices, it also is about US asking China and Japan to consider coordinated release of oil reserves. That is one thing. The other is that OPEC and EIA have warned of impending oversupply. OPEC actually has cut the world demand outlook for this quarter as well by 300,000 barrels per day. And then you also are facing rising COVID cases in Europe. China is facing outbreak by Delta variant. So there are some bearish cues right now, which the crude oil prices are taking in.
All right, Manisha, thanks a lot for that. Let's go across to Agam now and find out some more stocks that are in the news. Agam, morning.
Morning. I start off with BHEL, where we understand the company has signed an agreement with Ukraine-based Zorya Mashprot. This is to cooperate in establishing a local manufacturing unit for marine-based gas turbines and RGs. Separately, BHEL has also inaugurated a prototype air pollution control tower, and this will be largely targeted for urban areas. We move on to Hindalco, where we understand the company has been rated as the world's most sustainable aluminium company by the Dow Jones Sustainability Index of 2021, and it's achieved an overall score of 73 against an average of 30%. So that's of course another sentiment positive. And finally, we have TCNS Clothings, where we understand the company will foray into the cosmetics market. So keep an eye on this one as well.
Okay, got that. And then Ekta has some pharmaceutical stocks on her radar. Ekta?
Well, yes, I'll start with InSwift Labs. There is an ET report which indicates that the company is in talks with PE investors in talks to sell a large minority stake. This is after they failed to complete that deal with PI Industries. PE partners include the likes of CX Partners, Advent and Carlyle that they are in possible talks with to invest as much as around 1,000 crores in the company. The company has authorized the chairman and MD to look for alternative sources of funding to be used to retire debt, etc. CNBC TV 18 has not verified this report independently. Separately, India's Subject Expert Committee, or the SEC, will meet today to examine applications for the approval of the antiviral COVID-19 drug by MSD, Molnupiravir. So the stocks which could be in focus could be the likes of Dr. Reddy's, Aurobindo, Cipla, as well as Sun and Torrent and Natco. 8 companies have already signed non-exclusive license agreements with MSD, and there are a couple of other companies which are looking for an approval for the drug. So these companies could be in focus on the hopes that Molnupiravir could get the green light from the Indian drug regulator.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. So a lot of stocks in focus. Here's a quick recap. Stocks with positive news flow: Escorts, Vedanta, HPCL, BPCL, IOC, InSwift Laboratories, Aurobindo Pharma, Cipla, Dr. Reddy's, Sun Pharma, Torrent Pharma, BHEL, Hindalco and TCNS, while stocks with negative news to today: ONGC and Oil India.
Okay, I'll add one more oil and gas stock, and actually that's a CNBC TV 18 exclusive. The government could miss its FY22 divestment target because sources are telling CNBC TV 18 the situation is tight. Those are their very words. On the BPCL investment, no clarity on when the financial bids will come in. Sapna Das, who broke the story for us, is here this morning. Good morning, Sapna. Can you tell us what you heard?
BPCL disinvestment, the sense that we get from government sources, the fact that they are not in a position to indicate when are the financial bids expected, which month. There is no indication. They're not in a position to do that. So that's one. Within that context also, we got a sense that maybe it's a very tight position, a very tight situation as far as the BPCL divestment is concerned. So maybe the financial bids will come in the current financial year itself, maybe in the last quarter sometime, but maybe the transaction will spill over to the next financial year. Now, if that happens in that context, again, the 1.75 lakh crore divestment aim set out for this financial year, it's going to be impossible to achieve that. As it is, the government has mopped up not even 20,000 crores out of that. So that also is another element that we need to keep in mind. Last but not the least, again, LIC IPO, because that again will be important in terms of at least the divestment money that will come in the current financial year. Here the government is very confident, clear indication that they will do the listing in the last quarter of the current financial year, of course, and plus they are also waiting for the embedded report to come in terms of deciding the valuation for the IPO. In the meanwhile, earlier in the day, the Disinvestment Secretary, Mr. Tuhin Kanta Pandey, addressed the industry. Let's just listen to what he had to say.
Not only Air India, but also the BPCL is in due diligence stage. We have now several of other things have come into, for example, BEML and the Shipping Corporation of India. Then we have Pawan Hans, we have a Central Electronics Limited, we have Nilachal Ispat Nigam Limited. These are the transactions which we think that financial bidding can take place in December, January.
Okay, so getting very, very close to that finish line. Let's see if BPCL can actually scrape through.
But you know, the alternative news is that LIC is slotted for the fourth quarter by March.
The
That
IPO.
was also yesterday's news, the IPO. So, I mean, what you lose in BPCL, what you may not make in BPCL divestment, a large part of it could be compensated if the LIC IPO happens.
The way the market mood is going, I just hope the government gets its timing right with respect to, very important strategic divestment. So let's see how the market